Hi, this is Jill from Humu Yoga, and this is the full practice. Today we're working with the theme of love. So I'm going to go ahead and take us through a quiet centering where I'll get to the point where I'll go through the inspirational quotes on love, and then I'm going to go ahead and weave that theme into the practice today, where we're going to focus on backbending, which is really exhilarating and heart-opening, and then also some forward bends, which are very releasing, and we can find a nice balance with the two. So if this is something you like, please subscribe, because I choose a different theme every week and a different focus as well. So just notice for a moment, can you close your eyes and focus on how you're sitting? So we're going to start by connecting to bandhas or inner locks. So just the muscles you're sitting on or pelvic floor, just engage them for support. We call that Mula Bandha or root lock. And then above that, under the belly button, draw the belly in and up and get the sense of flying upward, or Uddiyana Bandha. And then at the top of the spine, draw the chin down, and we're going to seal in the bandhas with this gentle neck stretch or chin lock called Jalandhara Bandha. And now with the three bandhas engaged, you're supported from inside, so you can release the hands and keep the bandhas engaged. And let's focus on the breath. So inhale, feel how the rib cage fills up. And then exhale, feel how the rib cage relaxes. Trying to make your inhalations into the rib cage and exhalations as you relax even. Inhale one more time, focusing on the rib cage, and exhale. Let's go ahead and take the hands together at heart center, and we'll vibrate together with the mantra Om, and then I'll go through the quotes. Inhale. Om. The more love we pour into ourselves, the more we have to offer the world. Love is not something you find, it is something you become. When we practice with an open heart, we remember that love is both our path and our destination. Yoga is the journey of the self, through the self, to the self. And at its heart, that journey is one of love. Let the breath be a reminder that love, like life, flows freely when we surrender to the present moment. Love. I really want love to flow freely in my life. And I feel like through these practices of opening myself up and balancing, it helps me to get there, to feel a little bit more free. So let's go ahead and come onto the hands and knees. And what's going on in the spine here? So as we come forward into this cat-cow exercise, we're coming forward into the cat part, or maybe this is the cow part. We feel the back engage and open the sternum or the heart center, right? And then as we round the back, I guess this is the cat, we lift way up, pull the belly in, and now we're stretching the spine. And then inhale, come forward, and we start to use the muscles in the back body to open the front body as we come into the back bend here. And then exhale as we round the spine, stretching the back body and pulling the belly in. Let's take this to downward facing dog. So just lift up to go back, keeping Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha really engaged. You can even draw the chin in a little bit like Jalandhara Bandha. It doesn't have to be all the way to your chest, but just so your neck, maybe there's a gentle stretch, or maybe you just want to roll your shoulders a little, pull the belly in. Maybe you want to bend the knees to get the back lengthened, and just do what feels good in your body in this moment. And then we'll slowly walk up. Slowly walk up, so pressing the hands down. Get a lot of lift, as much as you can as you walk up. And then find yourself in a nice forward fold. You could even bend your knees if this is your first one of the day. And then we're going to slowly curl up the spine. So pull the belly in
And just visualize stacking your spine one vertebra at a time till you get all the way to the top. And then at the top, let the shoulders draw down and wide, and just pause for a moment. And then we'll step everything together in Samasatihi, standing still and straight. And now we're going to start sun salutations. But before we start, I always use a couple of blocks, yoga blocks, and a little towel, but you could use a yoga belt, but it's not necessary. I just like to have them in my practice. So here we go. Inhale, big breath in, reach up. Exhale, fold. Feel the forward fold. You're pulling the belly in to support that. The hands come down. Inhale, lengthen. Let's go ahead and take it back to plank. And just take a moment in your plank to notice, are you collapsed? Right? We really want to widen through the shoulder blades, pull the belly in, and keep your plank really long. I'm going to come down to my knees because it helps me to maintain that line as I lower. And just go as low as your body wants to go, maintaining that support. And then we'll come through for upward facing dog. And just notice, if this is your first up dog of the day, can you really feel that tail under? Now lift the sternum, gazing down the nose. And we'll slowly take it back to downward facing dog. And breathe here. Inhale, keeping the lift of the belly. Exhale. And notice, just getting free in your breath will help open everything up. Inhale and exhale. And one more breath. And exhale. Slowly making your way up. You can push down to lift up. Get as much lightness as possible. Be really light. And fold. Inhale, lengthen, and rise. And exhale, hands down. One more Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. And then inhale here, lengthen, and let's take it back. Pause in your plank for a moment, set yourself up, and lower. And just go to where it feels good and supported in your body, strengthening as you push up. Come through. Inhale, tail is under, sternum is lifted. Feel the back work and the front open. And then take it back, downward facing dog. And breathe here. Inhale. And exhale. Don't worry if your heels are up and you're down dog. That's okay. It's also okay to bend the knees to get the back lengthened. Just go where it feels like it's doing the most benefit in your body. Inhale. And exhale. And again, breathing. Let's slowly make our way up. So just taking your time, pushing down to lift up. You could even have your feet a little wider if you needed to. Just make it all the way up. And then inhale, lengthen, and rise. And exhale, hands by the sides. Surya Namaskar B. I'm going to use the blocks for this because I like it. It gives me a lot more height and helps me to feel very lifted and supported. Inhale, reach. And exhale, fold. Inhale here, lengthen. I'm going to go ahead, pressing down, lift up to go back. You don't have to jump, you could step back, but I felt inspired to do that. And then we're going to lower and rise and come through. Inhale, lift that sternum, tail is under, and exhale. And now I'm going to step the right foot forward. And as you rise up, come into a lunge. Let's bend this back knee and get the tail under on that left side. And then we'll reach the arms into angel arms. So in angel arms, you want the shoulders to go down. And even though they're coming towards each other, there's a sense of width. Now start to straighten the back leg more. Start to take it back. So by doing angel arms, you're working the back muscles to open the front. When you get as far back as you want to go, reach the arms. Gazing in the direction of the hands, down the nose, and then start to come out by reaching, pulling the right butt back, and step back. And now we'll lower, and then rise. And then come through,
Lifting the sternum, tail is under, and take it back. We'll go to the other side. Step the left foot forward, start to rise up in your lunge, take that right butt under, so you have to bend the knee for a moment, then start to come into angel arms. So the shoulders are down, there's a sense of width in your back as you start to straighten the back leg and then engage the back muscles so that you open the front. When you've gone to where you want to go, reach, 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 and then slowly reaching forward, taking the hands down and stepping back. Find the plank and then lower. Try to maintain that nice plank and then come forward. Lift the sternum, the tail is under, and downward facing dog. And then breathe here. Inhale. Start to notice that the body is opening up. Inhale. And exhale. Pay attention to your breath. Inhale. And exhale. You can either slowly walk up or find a nice target. The blocks are going to help with height here. Push down and lightly land. Fold. Bend the knees. Reach the arms. And come to stand. One more Surya Namaskar B. Bend the knees. Reach. Utthita. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Let's go ahead and lightly take it back. And lower. And rise. And come through. Lifting the sternum, tail is under. And downward facing dog. This time we're going to step into warrior one. So right foot forward, turn the back foot down and out a little bit. Notice this hip might open a little. That's okay. Just try and turn those ribs. Enter from angel arms. And then if you want to, go ahead and reach. Some of you might want to join your hands. And then start to reach forward. Lift the back heel, reach, and we'll step back. And then from here, let's go ahead and lower. And rise. And then come through. Lift the sternum, tail is under. And downward facing dog. Left side. Left foot steps forward. So if this hip turns out a little, that's okay. Turn your ribs, find angel arms. Keep that right butt under. Reach the arms. Maybe you want to join the hands. And start to reach forward. Keep pulling that left butt back. Step back. And we start to lower. And then rise. And come through. Inhale. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Just stay here and breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Reaching through the heels. Reaching through the hands. Inhale. And exhale. Bend the knees. Find a little gaze point. Push down. Lift way up. And lightly land. Fold. Bend the knees. Reach the arms. And come to stand. Let's take the feet hip width. With your hands on your belly, notice pubic bone and belly button on the same plane. We try to find that nice neutral pelvis. Now as we come forward, we're hinging at the hip sockets and trying not to round the low back. Keep it really extending and maybe take your hands on your shins and look up. Try to straighten your legs. Engage the front of the legs so the back of the legs stretch. Then take your hands behind and see if you can roll your shoulders down. And now the spine, the upper spine might start to round a little. That's okay. Maybe you can draw your chin in and pull in tight and just breathe. Inhale. And shoulders away from your ears. Exhale. And again. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. And let's take the hands out to the side and rise up. Let's step everything together. Samasati. Now I'm going to set up for some standing poses. So I like to have a block in the front and one in the back. And we'll go ahead and step out.
So turning the left foot in and the right foot out, we're going to come into Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. So we'll reach and feel a nice hinge at that right hip as you come into the pose. The back foot is turning in, but it's also turning, there's a balance of turning in and turning out. The front hip I feel turning out, but there's a balance there too, where I feel my big toe, and then I'm opening and reaching and breathing. And inhale, rise up. We'll go to the other side. So turning, right foot in, left foot out, reaching. I like it so the block is just about under my armpit as I reach up. I'm feeling this left hip pull back, feeling a nice side stretch, and then a heart opening here as I breathe. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise up. Let's pivot so the hips are facing forward for Parvrita. So in Parvrita Trikonasana, it starts with the forward bend, right? So coming forward, but then I'm taking my hand down to the outside of my right ankle, my left hand, right? And I'm lengthening, but then I'm gonna start to turn. So in this twist now, there's a forward bend, a twist, and now I'm feeling a back bend a little bit. Start to turn, and then inhale, rise up. So much going on. Let's do the other side. I love this pose, but it does take balance. So everything's facing the same direction. As we come into the forward bend first, sometimes it's helpful to look at your front foot so you don't twist your head, right? You want to keep your head in alignment with your spine as you turn the ribs. Turn the ribs. So there's a forward bend, there's a twist, and now feel a back bend as you start to open more. Open, breathe. And then inhale and rise up. And now let's go ahead and find ourselves in Warrior Two. So I'm going a little bit longer, turning the back foot in, the front foot out, and really lifting the belly and reach the arms. Feel wide across your chest. So the back is engaged, but at the same time it's not, right? I'm reaching and breathe. Inhale, strong pose. Let's take this into Utthita Parsvottanasana. So you could take your forearm here as we circle the arm. You could be here, here, or maybe you want to use a block. Breathe, inhale. And now I'm turning my right ribs up and I'm feeling a sense of length and back bend and side body. It's all going on. And then inhale, rise up. And turning, so we'll start with Warrior Two. Pull the belly in, open the chest by engaging the back muscles, and then gaze over the fingertips and breathe. Inhale and exhale. Now let's come into Utthita Parsvottanasana, extended side angle, circling here, here, or maybe you're using the block or the floor. Breathe, feel the twist here, and then even a sense of back bend. Maybe that'll help you open up a little bit more. And then inhale, let's rise up. Let's come into Prasarita Padangusthasana, spread out pose, forward bend pose. Hands on the hips, pull the belly in and start to come forward, hinging at the hips. We'll take the hands down and we'll make a right angle at the elbow and try to get the head down. If it doesn't quite come down, use your block for your head and make a right angle, like I said, at your elbows. Pulling the shoulders away from your ears as you breathe. Try to straighten your legs. Breathe. And then inhale, lengthen. Take the hands on the waist and come all the way up. I'm going to use my little towel for the next one because it's more of a shoulder opener and a back bend. You could just interlace your hands, but I'm trying to give my shoulder a little space. I had an injury and it's healing nicely, so I just want to keep it that way. Go ahead, if you're using a prop, take it behind your back or interlace. Really feel the shoulders rolling up and down, and then take a moment to come forward. You can use your block for your head again if you needed it, and just reach the arms. Reach. And just go to where your body wants to go. Don't force. I'm really not forcing, I'm just breathing into it. Inhale and exhale. And I feel nice opening in the front of the shoulders. It's really nice and not too intense. Some people like to use an exercise band because it stretches. That's okay too. But be nice to your shoulders. We need them. And then let's go ahead and come into goddess pose. So we'll turn out and come down. Let's start for a moment in a forward bend. Just what does that feel like to surrender forward? And then inhale, start to rise up. Now we'll take it more into angel arms. So keep your knees opening and it's like you're almost sticking your butt out a little bit, but then lifting the sternum up. And then feel the body melt a little and breathe and rise up. Now we're going to do Parsvottanasana. So you could do any arm variation that worked in your body. You could do reverse prayer with the hands down. You could grab your elbows. You could have your hands on your waist. I'm going to choose reverse prayer because it's helping my shoulder really heal. So just take it to where it feels, what feels good in your body. We're going to do it today with a back bend. So lift up to go back. Feel how energetic that is. And then coming forward, now we're coming into the forward bend. So reach forward. When you've gone as far as you can, then just let the chin relax down. And it's okay if the upper back rounds. Breathe. Just breathe. Surrender. And then inhale, lengthen. Rising up. Take it to the back bend. Feel how energetic that is. And come back to neutral. We'll go to the other side. So inhale here. Lifting up to go back. Exhale, start to come forward. Lengthen. Lengthen, and then surrender the head down. Breathe. Inhale, lengthen, and rise up. And then we'll step forward and we'll come to Samasthiti. And now I'm just going to clean up a little bit. And we're going to do Utthita, Hasta, Padangusthasana with a forward bend to the front and then with a back bend out to the side. I encourage you to use the wall because you'll go a little deeper. So with your left hand on the wall, let your right leg come up. You could bend your knee if you needed to. See if you can grab your toe. Now, since I'm using this, I can go up a little higher. Now find a gaze point, kind of down and forward, and then see if you can forward fold. Breathe. And then inhale, rise up. Now we're going to take it out to the side and add a back bend. So notice the difference. Take it to a back bend. Maybe you can go further than you thought because you're using the wall. And come up. And then we'll take it forward again. And try that forward fold one more time. Release. Keep the leg out there. Find that gaze point. And release. And we'll go to the other side. Just do what feels good in your body. But holding on gives you a little support. It's kind of nice. So let the left leg come up. You could bend your knee. And maybe you could take it higher because you have your hand supporting you. And then fold. Breathe. And then rise. And here we go. Let's find the back bend. So take it somewhere really big and beautiful. Go for it. And then come back. And let's try that forward fold again. And up. Hold the leg out there. Find a gaze point. Reach. And lower. And let's step everything together. Samasthiti. So I'm going to use the blocks here because we're going to come down to downward facing dog and then down to the floor. So inhale, let the arms come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Take it back to downward facing dog and just pause for a moment. Notice how your down dog is feeling now. Breathing. Now we're going to make our way up to seated. But to do that, let's go ahead and break it down a little bit, a jump through. So I like to jump up, maybe cross, and use the blocks to help me get into Lolasana. So I'm working on this and then come down. But even if your feet never leave the floor, you'll get that sense. So now we're in Dhanurasana. Just take a moment to notice. Can you straighten your legs and sit up? If not, bend the knees a little and get that low back engaged and not rounded. And you could always use your prop here. We're going to come into Paschimottanasana, forward bend. So remember, forward bends are about release. So we straighten the legs and try to pull forward. And then surrender the head down. Maybe your hands are here. Breathe, shoulders away from your ears. Feel the surrender, the release. Inhale, lengthen, and then we'll release. So that was Paschimottanasana, or stretch of the west. So we stretch the back body in a forward bend. Now we're going to stretch the front body with a back bend. So you could, I'm using the blocks, you could just have your hands behind you and lift the sternum if this next thing is too hard, because we're going to come into Parsvottanasana, like I said, stretch of the east. Some people, the modified variation, you could use blocks, is to have the knees bent, but I'm going to do it with straight legs. So what does it feel like? And I'm going to use the blocks. So what does it feel like to let the shoulders lift up and engage your back muscles? So I'm already engaged in my back muscles, and then I'm just going to continue with that. And now I'm engaging my legs, the back of my legs, and lifting way up, as high as I can. Tail under, belly in, lift, and then slowly come down. So I offered quite a few variations. It's really nice for strengthening the back, but it's a hard one for some people. So let's come into Akarna Dhanurasana and stretch the hips out a little. Bend the right knee and see if you can pull that knee back. It's like a bow and arrow. Right? Pull that knee back. So the hip is flexed and I'm curled back a little, and that's okay. Now let's go ahead and bring the leg across and sit up. Sit way up. So curl back and then sit up. Notice that. And this is a cradle. You're cradling your baby. You're opening the hip. Maybe you feel it in the right outer hip. Let's go ahead and support that by bending the left knee. Take the hands behind you and try your best to lift up and open the knee. Lift up. Try not to be rounded. Some people can take this into Agni, Stambhasana, or fire log pose, but stay where you are if you're finding this isn't happening. But for some people, this can happen. and if you're here, you might want to play around with the forward bend and come forward. You want to be feeling the hips opening. And just breathe wherever you are. So if you're here still, that's good. If you're in Agni, come back here. We'll meet. And then we'll take it to Janu Shirsasana. So let the right foot come in, right, to the left inner thigh. This leg stays engaged. Let's take a twist to the right. Now, as you twist, notice, can you add a bit of a back bend? Lift up, turn the left ribs. It makes it more energetic. And it also makes it a little deeper, it enables you to go a little deeper, I think. Lift up, keep turning the left ribs to the right. And then inhale, come around. Let's go the other way. So turning, you could have your hand to the inside of your knee or to the outside of the left side. Lift up. Now find a back bend here. Lift way up. Lift way up and breathe. Let the breath take you around. And then inhale. Let's come over this foot now. So now we're coming into the forward bend. Remember, this should be like a release, even though it could be intense. You could use your little towel if you couldn't quite get your foot. Some people might be able to grab a wrist, but try to really pull on that right side. Find a little back bend, and then take it deep into the forward bend, and breathe. And just breathe into the areas of your back that feel like they need more length and release. The breath will take you there. That's the love, the breath. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, release. Let's go to the other side. So we'll start with the Akarna Dhanurasana. The left leg comes in. Pull the knee back. Pull the knee back. And then let's take the leg across and cradle it. Notice, is your spine curled back? Now try to sit up in this one and cradle, just honor. And then we'll bend the knee and try your best to sit up. Really sit up. Even feel a back bend here. Some of you want to stay here, but some of you maybe can come to Agni. It's okay if your leg's up a little, but you don't want it way high. You want to be able to at least
press down and feel the benefits. Otherwise, stay in that figure 4. And we'll come forward if you manage to get here, and breathe. Breathe, send your breath everywhere that it needs all that love. And then we'll all meet back here, sitting up, and we'll take it into Ustrasana. So the right leg straightens, the left leg's out. And then we'll take a twist to the left. Inhale here. Now let's find some back bend. Lift up. In other words, you engage the back muscles to help turn the spine. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, feel the right ribs turn to the left. And then inhale, come to the center. Let's go the other way. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, turn. I'm feeling the left ribs turn to the right. Inhale. Exhale, turn. And then inhale, let's come forward and come into Ustrasana. So some people might be using a prop or holding the foot and really trying to pull on that left side. Some people might grab a hand and pull on that left side. Inhale, lengthen, find a back bend, and then exhale, fold, surrender. Really try to go deep in this forward bend. So for every energizing back bend, you should find it equally releasing, letting go forward bend for a nice balance. And then just sit in Dhanurasana for a moment. And from here, we're just gonna come to our knees. So I'm gonna cross the legs and come up onto my knees. And I'm gonna come into Virasana. If you take my classes regularly, you know I use blocks because I have osteoarthritis in my knees. But this pose, I used to be able to sit on the floor, but this feels great in my body, so it doesn't hurt my knees. It's nice though, if you want to create some space back here, you can do that. And we're just gonna start this Virasana pose. Notice as your back lengthening in a little bit of a prayer or a surrender. And just notice, can you find a sense of calm here? And then we're gonna take it from here into a back bend. So we'll do that with angel arms. Feel the shoulders drawing down and wide. And by doing that, we engage the back muscles to open the front. And then you can just surrender into it. Breathing, just go where it feels good in your body. Notice what happens when you add the arms. Makes it a little more intense. Maybe you want to take your hands to prayer position. And then we'll come back down through prayer position to a very calming place. And then we'll rise up for Ustrasana. So Ustrasana is a nice back bend. And we'll enter, we're all ready, we're all warmed up. We'll enter from those angel arms. So I want you to feel like you're pressing your shins down and there's energy in the back of the legs because there's going to be a lot of energy in the back as well. So we can open the front of the legs and the whole chest and the front of the body. So with pushing down, tail under, get a sense of pubic bone lifting. We add the angel arms, lift up to go back. Tail under, lift up to go back. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Go somewhere beautiful where you feel you want to stay. And then take the hands and take the tail under, lift up, keep lifting up, and then rising up. Hopefully that felt great. So for the next pose, we're gonna go ahead and come to standing and do some drop backs. But really think of it as front openings. So I'll meet you at the wall. Okay, so now we made it to the wall and we're gonna go into some drop backs. These can be kind of scary for people, but they're really accessible to everyone, and you only go as deep as feels good in your body, as feels supported in your body. So as you notice, I'm starting off quite wide. That works in my body. I love the way it feels. And I almost feel like my back body is turning inside out. I feel this these angel arms that engage my back. And then as I start to lift up, I feel the legs engage, like my tail is under. And for this first one, just go feel the sense of lifting up. So it's like the back is engaged, you're lifting up. And don't even take your hands. Just go to where it feels good in your body, and then inhale and rise up. And just pause for a moment and notice, where did you feel that? Did you feel the back body engage, the legs, and then the front open, even the hips? And if everything's going well and you want to go a little deeper, you could walk a little bit more forward. Not necessary. Try it again. The back body engages here, and I'm lifting the sternum. So I'm really feeling the back working. I'm feeling the legs working in the back. The tail is under, and I lift up, up, up. And just feel that. Maybe the knees start to bend a little bit as you go up and over, and then inhale, rise. And on the next one, optional, if you want to take your hands, I'm gonna come forward a little, but that's just because it feels like I want to in my body. So here we go. Inhale, feel the back engage, 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 and you're supported, you're using your legs and feeling the back of the legs. Feeling the back of the legs, and then I reach because it feels like my body wants to. Pause, feel the legs, I'm trying to straighten a little, and then I rise up, and we come to prayer position. And just take that where it feels right and even and balanced in your body. And then we're going to go ahead and meet at the front of the mat now for some gentle roll downs for release. Okay, so now we're at the front of the mat and in Tadasana or Samasatihi, standing still and straight. Just take a moment to notice where you're at. I have my feet hip width. They could be a little wider if you wanted to. Let's gently just roll down the spine. So just dropping the hands, letting your chin drop. We're gonna round the spine. So we stretch it out. After those back bends, pull the belly in. You can bend your knees here. And just curl down and hold your body down for a moment. Let's just do one where we curl back up again, pull the belly in, and notice what's going on in your spine. We're stretching the spine out, and then dropping the head, curling, pulling the belly in. And this time, grab the elbows. Use the weight of the elbows to kind of pull your body down, and then surrender your head down. Try to straighten your legs here, even if the hips go back a little. So you're really engaging the front of the legs to stretch the back. And feel a deep hip crease here as we pull down. The neck is released. Elbows are reaching to the floor. And just notice, can you let go in this place? And then from here, let the hands drop. We can take the hands a little forward, spread the feet out a little. We're gonna come down into a squat. I'm gonna use this little prop for my heels because I know I can go deeper if I do that. And I have another injury, healing hip injury that this feels really good with. So now we're gonna lengthen the spine and try to come down. You could reach forward. You could also use a blanket or lift the heels if you needed to. Anything that would support the heels if you couldn't come all the way down. But some people do this quite easily and quite naturally, and that's great. Keep doing it. This is really good for your hip health. And breathe, inhale. And it doesn't bother my knees. It feels really nice. And then let's slowly come down. And we'll come to seated. And then let's come to our final forward bend and see if you can find release in it. So if you wanted to use a towel, you could, but just let your head drop. Notice, where are you now in your body? Breathing. Inhale. Find the surrender. And then let's go ahead and roll all the way down to the floor. So take a breath in, and this is a nice way to stretch your spine as well, and it's very supported. So pull the belly in, start to articulate down. You could use your hands if you needed to. Pull the belly way in, feel the work in the belly, and come all the way down. And then from here, let's come into a really nice articulating bridge. So feet about hip width, and take a breath in. Exhale, curl the pelvis. Feel how you're engaging in the back of the legs.
lifting up, lifting up, lifting up. Lift up as high as you can. Notice your neck, your head isn't back and it's not forward. There's length in your neck. And just stay here for a moment. Lift up as high as you can. Now we're gonna reach the arms and just notice what it feels like to really reach and curl your spine. Tuck the tail under, curl, and come all the way down, pulling the belly way in. And once you're all the way down, let the hands come up and down. And now we're gonna come into a supported inversion. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the block. You could have your legs up against the wall as we come into this inverted inversion, supported inversion. So you lift up this way, you try to straighten the legs. Notice, is your butt sticking out, tucking under, find neutral. And just feel the reversal of the blood flow. It feels really nice. And if you want to, you could stay here. If it's contraindicated for your body to go into shoulder stand, just stay here. But some people, this feels great. And there's a forward bend here, right? Make sure your neck is lengthened. Just play around with what feels good in your body. Maybe you want to come up, but the neck again is long. And you could take your time in this sequence if you're doing it. I'm just showing you, so I'm moving through it, but feel free to pause the video. I like Padangusthasana, deaf ear pose, squeezing the ears. Slowly, we're gonna meet that supported inversion, and then letting the legs come down. And then let's gently come into a twist. So lift the hips up, shift them to the left. Let's let the knees come up and take them over to the right. And then from here, I'm gonna turn the right ribs to the left and gently let my head come around, my shoulder drops down, breathing, inhale, find release, find balance. And then we'll go the other way. Let the hips lift up, shift them to the right, knees come up, inhale, exhale. And turn those left ribs to the right, inhale. Maybe the head goes, the right shoulder is reaching towards the floor gently, breathing. And then inhale, let everything come back. Let's find ourselves in happy baby. You can rock around here. Maybe your hands are here, wherever feels good in your body. We're just releasing. And then inhale here, exhale, find your way into Savasana. And just let go and feel the balance, feel the love flowing easily. And stay in that, just stay in that energy. Again, you could stay here as long as you like and pause the video, but I'm gonna go ahead and take us out. So just start to become aware of your breath. And then without changing that energy, just start to move the fingers and the toes. And you can start to bend the knees and find yourself in a fetal position on your side and just pause. And then taking your time to slowly come up to seated. And we'll find ourselves in Sukhasana, in a position that we were at the very beginning of class, and just begin to notice, where are you now in your body, in your mind? Do you feel more balanced and at ease, where you can just let that love flow? And take that with you and let it resonate in everything you do. Namaste.